Hey everyone, it's Eric with FirearmTutorials.com, and today we're going to look at the reloading rejects. This is the pile that has some kind of issue, and I just save them in here to go through them one day and either pull the powder or the bullets or whatever. Well, I just wanted to give you guys a look at some of these. This is probably a year and a half worth of reloading, so I don't have a terrible amount of rejects, but all of these were put in here for some reason or another, and some of them have been in here so long I don't even remember why they were in here because they don't have any significantly obvious defects. But we'll go ahead and look at some of these just to give you guys a look at some of the mistakes or problems you'll have if you do this long enough. So some of these are pretty obvious, right? So just the primer came through and was seated backwards. So the bullet, the case, the powder, it's all still good. Basically just need to pull the primer out and then reload it. I think I've got a couple of those in here. Yeah. Yep, another one. It's probably what the majority of these 45s are. Okay, so here's a couple. I remember this. So this one is when I switched from the Lee to the RCBS 45 ACP dies, and the adjustment was a little different, and I ended up just seating the bullet way too much. I don't know that I could get this bullet out with a bullet puller. I probably could, but this should probably just be thrown away. This one, I remember this one too. So this was a specific case where I don't remember what I was doing, but I ended up punching these primers out by hand with an actual punch. And so the case didn't get resized. And then when I went to seat the bullet, obviously the neck of the case was larger from actually being shot. So when I went to seat the bullet in, it was way too big. So this can be easily pulled with a bullet puller, and you know, the powder and primer and everything's fine. Let's see, 223. Okay, so here's another one where it didn't get swaged, and I kind of just muscled it up and crunched the primer in there. That obviously won't fire, but the powder is still good in there. I don't know what this is in here for. Some of these cases that, here's one that's primed. This one, I'm not sure what's going on. I marked it with a Sharpie. I'm suspecting maybe this is a suspected double charge. I'm not 100% sure, but for some reason it ended up in the pile here. Okay, here's a good one. So this is a case you can see right there where the neck has, using a different camera here, come on. Okay. Yeah, you see it right there where the neck is split. Definitely don't want to shoot that one. So this is just a case where I didn't see that as I was sorting the brass itself. So again, the bullet and powder and everything's good with that. Just need to throw the case away. What else have we got in here? Okay, so this one, I remember this one too. This was another situation where I didn't even put a primer in, so I was actually just testing this. I'll probably just throw this one away too. But this was the same night when I switched from the Lee to the RCBS dies, and the adjustment for the crimp was a little different because I think on those it's integrated into the I can't remember, I'm trying to look right now, but okay, I remember. I think the bullet seating die is also a crimp die too, and this case is just crimped way too tight against the bullet here. So I think I ended up just using a separate Lee crimp die. You'll have this every once in a while. This is where, you know, the case gets off-centered or out of alignment or something as it's going up into the press, and then just, you know, crunches the case there. So I don't even think this will actually chamber because this is sticking out too much, so you couldn't really shoot that bullet if you wanted to. What else? Okay, here's you won't see this often, but this is one of those things where I just happened to catch it as I was taking them out of the bin and putting it in, but that's a completely split 9mm case. You won't see that very often, but obviously that one's no good. Okay, so here's something kind of unusual. This looks like rust. I don't know if brass actually rusts. I guess it does eventually. But yeah, that was a case that shouldn't have made it into the pile to be reloaded. It would probably chamber and fire, but not something that I want to put in my guns. What else here? Just the usual stuff. Okay, this is one that I was testing the belling and stuff, so this was really just to make an adjustment to the press. And then here's obviously one that, you know, was seated with an upside down primer, and I'm not sure what the purpose of this was. I think I couldn't find a snap cap, and I was trying to basically use this in lieu of one to test like the bullet chambering with a different bolt carrier or something. I don't know. What else? I got a couple of these with the crunched primers. I don't know what the deal is with this case. Okay, so I think this is one that I started to, you see the split neck there, so this actually can be thrown away. I don't know, that's pretty much it, guys. Here's some of these 9mm cases I think I just ended up throwing in here where they, you know, I just didn't have the die adjusted enough and it wasn't punching the primer all the way out. It's a real pain in the ass when that happens too, because it like jams up the whole press and you got to pull it out and all this stuff. So just make sure that when you do the resizing and decapping that you've got the die adjusted low enough so you don't run into that issue. But that's pretty much it, guys. You know, like I said, if you reload long enough, you'll run into these things. And some of these are necessary evils. Like I said, if you're adjusting your dies, you know, sometimes you have to waste a case or a bullet or two to get what you want. But you know, for the most part, once you've been doing this for a while, you kind of learn to avoid all these mistakes and stuff like that. And you know, like I said, this is probably about 1.5 years worth of reloading. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.